welcome to Soul Work. I'm your host, Jenny Cousins, and thanks for tuning in. And I hope most of you are home by now after driving on them roads. They're pretty scary, let me tell you. And as you know, we are live here, and we are going to be taking the calls right after our commercial break. So Calgary, get that pen and pencil ready. That number is 403-539-6710. So sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. I have someone on who is very interesting, as I always do. Very unique, and I'm very glad that she told me her name properly, because I was not going to say it properly. And on tonight's show, I'm going to welcome my guest, Lesia Bear.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, and I love that name.
Thank you. That was all my dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say Lisa, but Lesia.
Lesia, yeah.
That's really nice. I like the energy of it.
I like it too. It's I never found very many people with that name, but all of a sudden all these names are popping up of Alicia, Lesia, Alicia.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because your dad, he was in the industry for 34 years and a snooker championship for pool, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he came in second or something?
Second in the world, the first native to ever come second in the world.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I love pool.
Yes, I am very proud of him.
Yeah.
He's won many championships like the Western, the Central, Canadian. There's so many I can't even list. I remember seeing all of his trophies when I first met him, because I never saw him for like 10 years of my life. And when we met, it was like there was a bond, and we've been close ever since. And I've always been very proud of him.
Because I can feel the connection, I can feel the warmth, because I read the energy, of course.
Oh, I love him. He's like this little Indian Al Pacino. When he's playing pool, he's this little showboat. And every time I watch him and how graceful he is and how joyful he is, that's how I want to be all the time.
Well, you are, because your energy is very calm, very flowing, I find.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because we've talked.
Yes.
For a while.
Yes. It's like just coming out of me.
It is, actually, it is.
Yeah.
So how do you find balance with the work that you do? Because you're in the film industry, of course.
Yeah, for 34 years
yes.
also. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I've been, my balance is just trying to keep myself balanced mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And an elder taught me that. I always thought being just like physical and mentally strong, I was okay, but she's like, no, you have to stay balanced in all four, or you'll follow a jagged pathway. So she goes, when you find that balance, you'll always be on the straight and narrow, and things will come more clearly to you and what you want. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah, it's so important, especially in that industry. It can get really hectic and
very hectic and long hours.
Yes.
And you have to really keep yourself composed, keep your grace, because sometimes a lot of people can lose it after many hours of not sleeping. And that happens a lot in the film industry.
It does, because I've been on sets, and the crazy hours, you can work it up to 18 hours, and it's the same every day for a while, and it can get
That's
really
not even
tense.
including the driving home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
it's like
true.
the toothpicks to keep the eyes open in my head.
Yeah. That is very true.
It is. So what are you working on right now?
Well, right now I've been working on a couple of my projects right now. I actually took them off the shelf. I had them up there for a little while. I was working on Hell on Wheels for almost 5 years, doing background makeup for the background, and I love them all, and they all know that. They're all my favorites out there. And I really enjoyed doing that. And so I decided to get my scripts off the shelf again, and I have meetings, and now I'm working on trying to get this one feature I wrote into a TV series, so we can start maybe looking into doing a TV series here in Alberta, because we really need another Western here, I think, another Native Western.
Yes.
And it's from 1800s to the 1900s, so you'll see the transitions of how it goes in the story about this little boy who becomes this really great carpenter, and as he becomes an adult, he finds this little native boy and takes him in as his own, and they come up with this really great business, and that's what I'm working on right now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I know you use your native spirituality. How do you use that to really ground you and
I
really,
spend a lot of time with my elders. Right now, one of them, Wilma Pelly, who a lot of people know as Lesia on North of 60, and she just actually finished another project down in the States. She's a really great mentor and spiritual advisor. And I've had many. Unfortunately, I've had 6 elders pass away now. So it's been really difficult, but I do really hear their words when I really need to. They always say, it'll come back to you when you need it the most, so I really thrive on that.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. You know, and I mean, it's taken their wisdom, and then it's like whenever you surrender it, you're going to hear it come through for you.
Yeah.
Who of all people that you know has really, really inspired you?
Wow.
Yeah. There's
so many.
Yeah.
For the women, it was all the teachers in my life who helped me get through school. You know, they saw me go through a lot through school. Unfortunately, I grew up in a small town, and it was they weren't used to somebody like me coming into town, and my teachers always said I stuck out like a sore thumb.
Why do you think so? Like, why do you think you did?
I think things came to me very easily because I always had to be a survivor. So when it came to gymnastics, I loved gymnastics. So when I would try something once, it happened once. Or even my mom, she always saw something in how I could do makeup and hair at such a young age. So she took me out of school and put me in hair and makeup. And I was the youngest in my class, and I had really great friends. One who is still one of my closest friends today, Tracy. She was wonderful. And then, but today, I love people who are out there to help bring kindness to the world. I watch Ellen a lot.
Yes, I love Ellen.
She's like one of my favorites, besides Oprah. When
Yes.
she was on, I watched her a lot. And there's a lot. Like, even when Queen Latifah was on, I loved her too. I loved the versatility of all different women bonding together, because people forget that we all bleed red. There's no color, it's just the love that's out there. And that's what got me through a lot of it. Like, I wanted to give up so many times, and something always just pulled me back. And that had a lot to do with a lot of great mentors in my life.
It does.
There's a lot to list. So
if it was a male, what about a male? If it was a male who really inspired you or who you looked up to, who would that be?
My father.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my grandfather. My grandfather was great. He was so inspirational. Like, he could play any instrument by hand, or by ear, like crazy.
Play by ear.
He could play banjo, the guitar, the drums, everything. And he was a great carpenter. And he just would do so much and make things. I remember one Christmas, he built me this little baby china cabinet, and I still have it with all my little bears around it. And so I love things. I love when people can be very inspirational with their gifts and show everyone what you can do too. And he would bring that out of me. Like, he would make me a balance beam just so I could practice at home. Or when I got bullied in school, he made me a punching bag. So he was one of my inspirational people that really made me strong today.
That's wonderful, because there's that balance there. So that's the warrior in you that comes out.
Yeah.
So let's say if somebody wanted to read more about you, what is the best way for them to do that?
To read about me?
Yeah, like read more about you. And
well, I am on IMDb, and there's not a lot to read about, but
Your website, though.
my website, I do have my website, and lesiatbear.com. It helps me, but to be honest with me, I have to update it because I've been working so much on my scripts that people don't realize how much work you put into your writing, and I put a lot of hours into my writing. Even grants, I spend 14 hours a day just writing my grants.
That's crazy.
Yes.
But I know.
Yes. So, but yes, you can go on IMDb, my website, Lesia T. Bear. And I am on Facebook, but I don't go to the public too much.
Yeah, it's more private.
It's more private.
Exactly.
And I love my friends just being my friends.
I hear you. I hear you. So in the meantime, on your website, Calgary, you can get more information. And we are going to be taking a short commercial break already.
All right, thank you.
And we are opening up those phone lines, Calgary. So that number to give us both a call is 403-539-6710. We will be right back after this short commercial break.